Here are today's team of 8 contestants preparing for the show. Only one of them will go home with the pretend grant money of up to £10,000. Although if the listeners pay close attention, they'll probably discover that the figures don't quite add up. The others will leave with nothing, as the teammates vote them the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 8 people in our virtual studio today could win the coveted research grant of up to £10,000. They don't know each other. However, if they want that grant, they'll have to work as a team. But 7 of them will leave with nothing, as round by round, we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Andie Alexander. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a doctoral student at Emory University.
I'm Jonathon O'Donnell. I'm a postdoctoral fellow at University College Dublin, and I am a resident demonologist.
Megan Goodwin, I'm the program director of Sacred Rites, WRITES, which is a loose funded project hosted by Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts. We promote public scholarship on religion.
I'm Naomi Goldenberg. I'm teaching at the University of Ottawa in the Department of Classics and Religious Studies in Ottawa, Canada.
Radford. I'm Radford. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Sydney, and I'm also the RSP social media editor.
I'm Russell McCutcheon. I work at the University of Alabama, where I'm the chair of the Department of Religious Studies.
Hello all, I'm Sidney Castillo. I'm from Peru, but currently I'm based in Budapest, Hungary. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Helsinki in anthropology.
I'm Titus Hjelm. I'm an associate professor in the study of religion at the University of Helsinki myself as well. Nice to meet a fellow Helsinki person.
And now the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £1,000 grant target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong, and you break the chain, and you lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. In round 1, there is 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Andie. Let's play the weakest link. The first question is for £20. Start the clock. Andie, which strand of Islam is predominant in Indonesia, Sunni or Shia?
Sunni?
Correct. Jonathon, complete the quote. He who knows one knows all. Incorrect, none. Megan, what 1960s American pop group created the surfing sound?
Phone is off.
Sorry, the spacebar wasn't working. Beach Boys, question mark?
Correct.
Good for me.
Naomi, whose recent books include Islam and the Tyranny of Authenticity and Jacob Neusner, an American Jewish iconoclast?
I don't know.
Aaron Hughes. Ray, what is the Japanese drink sake made from?
Rice.
Correct. Russell, what type of vehicle does Robert De Niro drive in the title of the 1976 Martin Scorsese film?
Who is Mircea Eliade?
Incorrect. Taxi. Sidney, followers of the Flying Spaghetti Monster refer to themselves as what?
Pass.
Pastafarians. Titus, who wrote the series of books based on the alleged teachings of Mexican sorcerer Don Juan Matus?
Carlos Castaneda.
Correct.
Thanks.
Andie, how many hearts does an octopus have?
8.
Incorrect. 3. Jonathon, Elon Musk is the CEO of which global brand?
Tesla.
Correct. Megan, which female campaigner founded American Atheists?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you
Okay,
bank.
I tried to beg. Okay, can you ask the question again?
Which female campaigner founded American Atheists?
I have no idea. Pass.
Madeline Murray O'Hare. Naomi, what is the main alcoholic ingredient in a cosmopolitan?
Gin.
Incorrect. Vodka. Ray, in what decade was the Church of Satan founded by Anton LaVey?
60s.
Correct.
1966.
Bank.
Which river flows through Lake Geneva?
Pass.
We're out of time.
We suck.
Some of us a little bit more than others. Some of us have gotten all of our questions.
So, who needs bracketed off? Whose theory is mere window dressing? It's time to vote off who you think is the weakest link.
At the end of that first round, Naomi is the weakest link, with 2 incorrect answers. Ray is the strongest link, with 2 correct answers. But who will lose out in the voting?
Naomi.
Oof.
Naomi.
I went order of seniority and also gender, so Russell. Yeah.
Aaron Hughes. It's obvious.
Naomi.
I voted off Ray because I'd rather be the only person with the name R beginning on the game.
Naomi. I don't know if you can see it.
There you go.
Yeah. Basically, I'm against kind of reproducing this capitalist culture of competition, but I'm also a bastard, and I'm taking this seriously. So this way. There you go.
Hero
Sorry.
changing of the gods. Show some damn respect.
I know.
Ashamed of all of you.
Sorry.
So, Sidney, why Naomi?
She got some answers wrong, so I think she got 2 questions. So, yeah, I think it's just for that reason alone.
I blocked on Aaron's last name. If I had said Aaron, would I have gotten partial credit?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh.
We got to distract him when this airs because he'll be really insulted on that.
I know. It was terrible. I was so nervous. I knew it, but I couldn't.
Can we vote out Aaron Hughes?
I think he's already been voted out.
Don't tell him that. Please don't tell him
Well,
that.
he's going to watch it. He's going to watch
this,
Oh,
yes.
no. Oh, no.
Okay.
Dub in Aaron Hughes when her mouth really isn't saying anything.
Yeah, in my voice.
When I don't know the next answer, I'm just going to answer Aaron Hughes.
Don't worry.
It's my default answer. Okay.
You embarrassed yourself, but you did it quite early in the game.
Okay.
You won't be the last. Naomi, you were the weakest link. Goodbye.
Thank you. Well, I actually won by an enormous landslide, and it will become clearer soon.
You have £60 in the bank. You're down to 7 players, and we're taking 10 seconds off the clock. The next round starts with the player who was the strongest link. That's Ray.
Really?
Start the clock. Ray, what hunts most? A male or a female lion?
Female.
Correct. Russell, who wrote Oliver Twist?
Charles Dickens.
Correct. Sidney, which country started the tradition of putting up a Christmas tree?
The US.
Incorrect. Germany. Titus, which organization carried out the deadly Tokyo subway sarin attack in 1995?
Shinrikyo.
Correct. Andie, in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, what is the object that Indy and his father are looking for?
Pass.
Jonathon, what temperature centigrade does water boil at?
Pass.
Megan, in the Catholic dogma of the Immaculate Conception, who is said to have been immaculately conceived?
Mary.
Correct.
Through parochial school.
Ray, Gerald Gardner was the founder of which English religion?
Wicca.
Correct. Russell, complete the title of Gerardus Vanderloo's book, Religion in Essence and...
Manifestation.
Correct. Sidney, Alexander Dubček came to power in January 1968 in which country?
Could you repeat that again, please?
Alexander Dubček came to power in January 1968 in which country?
Pass.
Czechoslovakia. Titus, what type of animal is Rafiki in Disney's The Lion King?
A monkey?
I'll accept that, it's a baboon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Andie, Tom Petty
Thanks.
formed which group in 1976?
Pass.
The Heartbreakers. Jonathon, who plays Scrooge in A Muppet Christmas Carol?
Michael Caine.
Correct. Megan, Café Terrace at Night is an 1888 painting by which Dutch master?
Rembrandt?
Incorrect. Vincent van Gogh.
Sure.
Ray, what is the capital city of Australia?
Canberra. It's a very terrible place.
Correct. Russell, what year did the Titanic sink?
1910?
Incorrect. 1912. And we're out of time. So, who might use the term non-religion without scare quotes? Who thinks academia is a blood condition? It's time to vote off who you think is the weakest link.
Ray was once again the strongest link at the end of the second round, with 3 correct answers. Sidney and Andie are the weakest link, whilst Russell was the only player to bank any money. Will any of this matter at all? We'll find out.
Jonathon.
Russell.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my answer. Yeah. Senior white men, and then we'll work our way down.
Jonathon.
Sorry.
He got the Shinrikyo question. I was so proud.
Megan.
Rude.
Sorry.
Yeah, just for a change, I'll say Sidney.
In the case of a tie, the strongest link has the deciding vote. Ray was again the strongest link.
Good. This getting up at 6 a.m. thing really works for me. Decisions.
Russell or Jonathon.
Who do I go for?
What's going to benefit your career more here, Ray?
That's right.
The question.
This is true. Yeah, let's go, Jonathon. Yeah.
Oh, I am doubling down on my strategy.
Jonathon, you were the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, I didn't know what temperature water boiled at, so I don't think I really deserve to have a talking head here. Goodbye.
It's not going to pay for a lot of field work at this rate, folks. You might
Can't go anywhere anyway.
no. I don't think you couldn't even index a book for £130.
I mean, Ray can go places, right? You're allowed out.
We're allowed to go places. Yeah, it's
I mean, there's nowhere to go
Not as
because
bad.
it's all on fire. But
Oh,
Are you recording?
technically yes.
so you have £130 in the bank. You're down to 6 players, and we're taking another 10 seconds off the clock. The strongest link from the last round will start the next round, and that's you, Ray. Start the clock. Ray, what are the 5 colours of the Olympic rings?
Orange, blue, red, green.
Incorrect. Blue, yellow, green, black, and red. Russell, which French philosopher founded positivism, also known as the religion of humanity?
Auguste Comte.
Correct. Sidney, what is the name of the satirical newspaper whose Paris offices were attacked by gunmen in January 2015?
Charlie Hebdo.
Correct. Titus, in what year did the Beatles split up?
1970.
Correct. Andie, what is Joseph Aloysius Ratzinger better known as? Pope Benedict XVI. Megan, who coined the terms numinous and mysterium tremendum?
oh, fuck me. Otto.
Correct.
Rudolph. Otto.
Ray, if you were born on Christmas Day, what is your star sign?
Pass.
Capricorn. Russell, which Irish boy band became the fastest to achieve 10 number 1 singles in 2002?
Bay City Rollers.
Incorrect. Westlife. Sidney, in which country would you find the original Legoland?
Norway.
Incorrect. Denmark. Titus, which vitamin is the only one that cannot be found in an egg?
C.
Correct. Andie, what is the name of the large cube situated in Mecca which provides the direction of prayer for Muslims around the world? The Kaaba. Megan, which famous atheist wrote the book The Missionary Position, Mother Teresa in Theory and Practice?
Pass.
Christopher Hitchens.
That
Ray,
douche.
Rioja is a wine from which country?
Spain.
Correct. Russell,
Bang.
what term did Mircea Eliade use to indicate an instance of the sacred bursting into the profane world?
Hierophany.
Correct. Sidney, in the Friends episode, the one with the holiday armadillo, who dresses as an armadillo?
Pass.
Ross, it was
The correct
Ross.
answer is Ross. Unfortunately, I cannot say.
It was Ross.
I have some friends, but I've never seen that episode. So
It's
That
later
is-
on. It's not very good.
It's one of the best. So, who writes within when they mean in? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The statistics show that Titus was the strongest link in that round as the only player to get all questions correct. However, as scholars of religion know, statistics are pretty useless. Ray and Sidney were technically the weakest link, and Andie banked the most money. Will Ray's fall from grace have any bearing on how the players vote? Let's find out.
Ray.
I am sticking with my strategy.
I'm gonna start voting off my competition now.
Tit for tat.
Russell.
And I think we have a tie because I'm starting to do this strategically.
Another tie break. Tell us about your strategy, Titus.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always the weakest link who needs to go, right?
Not religious studies best friend race?
No. Russell, voting for Ray, was that strategic?
Long beards really kind of freak me out, so.
I was going to Platford today, but, didn't have time.
It's early.
Andie banked the most money, but Titus was the strongest link, having got all of his questions correct. That means, Titus, you have the deciding vote. You can stay with Russell, or you can nominate Ray if you want to change your mind.
Interesting. Luckily, I don't need to worry about my job prospect. This is certainly an advantage.
Coming for you next.
Yeah. In this case, I think I'll go for Russell. I'm sorry.
Wah, 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 wah.
Russell, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm still hung up on this whole monkey baboon gift that was given to this European smart-ass competitor who always wears black and looks very cool and hip. Classification matters, damn it.
So, £250 in the bank. Not going to get much research done with that. The strongest link from the last round will start this one. That's Titus. We're down to 5 players, and we're taking another 10 seconds off the clock. It's time to play the weakest link. Titus, in which sport would you use a shuttlecock?
Awesome.
Badminton. Andie, Eileen Barker's 1984 book was titled The Making of a what?
Pass.
Mooney. Megan, what was the name of the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth, which launched in October 1957?
Fuck, I don't know. Sputnik?
Sputnik is correct.
Cool.
Ray, what is the name of the Vatican's private army?
Swiss Guard.
Correct. Sidney, what day of the year is known by fans as Star Wars Day?
4th of July.
The correct answer is May the 4th. Titus, which angel was charged with directing Joseph Smith to the Golden Plates in the 1820s?
Maroney.
Correct. Andie, which film famously used an extract from Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells in its soundtrack?
Pass.
The Exorcist. Megan, according to Jay-Z Smith, there is no data for...
I mean, is this religion is not a native category?
There is no data for...
Fuck, religion.
Religion is correct. Ray, which amendment to the US Constitution begins, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion?
First Amendment?
Correct. Sidney, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John topped the UK charts twice in 1978 with songs from the movie Grease. Name either one of them.
Pass.
You're the One That I Want or Summer Nights.
I didn't want to get them wrong.
In 2001, Heidi Range replaced Siobhan Doherty as a member of which British girl group?
Pass.
Sugar Babes. Andie, for Rastafarians, which nation can Zion be found in?
Jamaica?
Ethiopia. Megan, what year was the IHR formed?
Pass.
Correct answer is 1950. Ray, which US racehorse was the focus of a 2003 Hollywood film? And we're out of time. So, who has silver swimming certificate listed on their CV? It's time for you to vote out the weakest link.
Back in his rightful place, Ray was once again the strongest link in that round. Andie was the weakest, and Sidney banked the most money. However, will the players continue their politicking, Or will they have been paying attention to these, quote, facts, unquote? Let's see what happens when they vote.
Titus.
Yeah, sorry, I have to be consistent. I'm a huge metal fan. I apologize, but Titus is the next most job secure white man, so.
Titus, I'm now working my way across the continents, eliminating my competition.
Rough.
Andie. Sorry.
I'm sticking with my strategy, so it's yay! Doesn't help me much though. Oh,
sorry, man.
God.
Megan, you voted for Titus.
I did. It
I
hurt me
believe
to
you're
do
the-
it, but
You're the host of a podcast called Keeping It 101. Tell me, where did you get the idea for a religious studies podcast?
we were actually originally going to call it Tea and Crackers, and Elise and I were just going to tell the truth about white people, but it's harder to do that and get funding. So we decided to do a 101 Intro to Religion podcast instead. And we launched it 2 months before the pandemic hit, so good timing.
Titus, you play bass guitar, yes? So you
Yes.
enjoy spending time with musicians?
Sometimes.
I once
Not
heard
the drummers, but
I once heard a bass player got so depressed that he threw himself behind a train.
That's yeah. The funny thing is that, you know, around the world, the jokes are usually on the drummers, but for some reason Finland has all the bassist jokes. So I get that a lot. Thank you.
Titus,
Thank you.
you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I've never been afraid to embarrass myself. I think that's the secret to getting wherever I am at the moment. So this is just another milestone in that trip. Thank you.
Still only £320 in the bank. And we're down now to 4 players. Ray was once again the strongest link. So we'll start with Ray. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Ray, what colour pill does Neo swallow in the Matrix?
Blue.
Incorrect, red. Sidney, which Disney park was built first? Disneyland or Disney World?
Oh, pass.
Disneyland. Andie, what is the capital city of Bangladesh?
Pass.
Dhaka. Megan, in what year did the RSP publish its very first podcast?
2004.
2012. Ray, according to a 2017 Pew study, which country boasts a higher proportion of self-identifying atheists, France or Germany?
Germany?
The answer is France. Sidney, Miracle on 34th Street centres on which real-life department store?
Oh God, pass.
Macy's. Andie, who wrote Purity and Danger?
Mary Douglas.
Correct. Megan, Bon Scott became the lead singer of which band from 1974 until his death in 1980?
Rest in peace, AC/DC.
Correct. Ray, what was the name of the individual revered as the founder of Buddhism?
Buddha?
His name.
Pass.
Sidney, the television series American Gods is based on a novel of the same name by which author?
Pass.
Neil Gaiman. Andie, in which caves were the Dead Sea Scrolls found?
Pass.
Qumran. Megan, Amarel, Mayduke, and Morello are all types of which fruit?
Can you repeat the question?
Amarel, Mayduke, and Morello are all types of which fruit?
Oranges?
Incorrect. The answer is cherries. Ray, in the Hebrew Bible, which golden animal was reportedly made by Aaron, not Hughes, during Moses' absence on Mount Sinai? Unfortunately, we're out of time.
I thought you were going to ask me about Bon Iver for a second, and I was concerned because I don't have anything on him.
So, who thinks tenure is a type of saxophone? It's time for you to vote off the weakest link.
In that round, Megan was the strongest link. Listen, I think I pronounced her name correctly. However, this was with a single question right and a mere £20 in the bank. So it was a fairly abysmal round for everyone. Ray and Sidney are technically the joint weakest link, with no questions and no money. So what's going to happen?
Sidney.
This was based on American colonial violence, so Ray.
Sidney, just because I'm continuing my cross-continental takedown.
Well, I'm doing that too, Ray.
Rough.
Another tie break. Ray, I hope that you don't think this is going to get you employment.
Oh, no, it's fine. This is Northern Hemisphere conspiracies. All fine.
That's right.
Against us poor Southern Hemisphere folk.
Isn't Sidney from the Southern Hemisphere?
I'm quite from the south, to be honest.
You are, yeah. We're representing Sid. It's fine.
In the case of a tie break, the strongest link has the deciding vote. And in this case, Megan is the strongest link.
Well, then I'm going to stick with Ray, even though he did get up at 6 a.m. Sorry, dude.
Sorry,
That's
dude,
okay.
indeed. Ray, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Technically, it was 5:30, which is interesting because my window shows me the sunrise. So I haven't seen a sunrise in God knows how many years. But yes, still a Northern Hemisphere conspiracy taking us all down. That as the Australian, I didn't swear. I'm very proud of Megan for pulling up the swears, though. I'm
Sorry,
like, it's
they're
a second language to
involuntary.
us, but it's like, all right, someone else is doing it. This is good. So
The part where I don't have tenure and I'm unlikely to ever have tenure has done work on my professional vocabulary. So this is me now.
We've got
living for it.
We've got an Australian man talking to a Highlander, and an American woman is putting us both to shame, Ray, and we should hang our heads.
I'll go do that now.
Still only £340 in the bank. This is dismal.
We are all not tenure track. So this is actually kind of a lot of money to us. Not mad about it.
You've voted out the strongest players. We're left with the dregs. Start the clock. Megan, which are the 3 jewels of Buddhism?
Oh, I know this. 3 jewels. You take refuge in the Buddha, in the Sangha, and in the Dharma.
Correct. Sidney, which artist created Campbell's
Bank.
soup cans in 1962?
Pass.
Andy Warhol. Andie, what is the best-selling novel of all time?
Pass.
Don Quixote. Megan, are reptiles warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
Cold-blooded.
Sidney, the first
Bank.
televised address from the Oval Office was made in 1947 by which president?
Why I keep getting all the US questions, man?
Imperialism.
President Truman. Andie, the film Battlefield Earth is based on which American new religious movement?
Pass.
Scientology. Megan, which Australian actor won an Academy Award for Best Actor in 1996 for Shine and Best Supporting Actor for Shakespeare in Love?
Jeffrey Rush.
Correct. Sidney, who is the current president
Bank.
of the IAHR?
Oh God, I should know this. Tim Johnson.
Correct. Andie, in Game of Thrones, what is the capital of Westeros?
King's Landing.
Correct. Megan, complete the quotation. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is...
The opium of the people?
Correct. Sidney, Armin and Clifford are two important figures in the study of religion. What surname do they share?
Could you say that again, please?
Armin and Clifford, scholars of religion, share
I
which
know that
surname?
one. Gears.
Correct. And we're
Nice.
out of time. So, who thinks there is actually a thing called religion? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Megan was once again the strongest link in that round with 4 correct answers. However, Sidney banged £160, but Andie was technically the weakest link. This is my last voiceover. I'm going to go and get a cough sweet and sign off with a merry festive whatever and hand you back to the players to see who they'll vote for.
In acknowledgement that 55% of white women voted for Trump this time, I had to go Andie. Sorry, girl.
Andie, not for any reason in particular.
Andie, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, I have to say, I don't know how I made it this far, but I could at least bank some points in there or some travel funds for research. But I still say there's some sort of conspiracy happening here, and I'm not really sure who it's going to come down to, but all bets are off. See who can answer the most questions correctly.
It's North versus South, Old World versus New World, man versus woman. So, Sidney, given how many questions on America that you've had, are you surprised to have got this far?
Indeed, I'm very surprised because I mostly played safe, but still it's good to be at the last round for some reason.
Well, you're representing Helsinki and all of South America as well, so there's really no pressure.
Of course, no pressure.
Whereas I can't embarrass the United States any more than we've already embarrassed ourselves. So let's do this.
Let's do this indeed. Megan, how many feet are in a yard?
3.
Correct. Sidney, in which country was Mircea Eliade born?
Romania.
Correct. Megan, in which country is candomblé mainly practiced?
Brazil, I think.
Correct. Sidney, Gouda is a popular cheese originating from which country?
France.
Incorrect. The Netherlands.
Europe judges you.
I should have eaten more cheese.
There's still time.
Nobody ever got to the end of their life and said, I wish I'd eaten less cheese. Megan, in chemistry, which P are long-chained molecules in which a group of atoms are repeated?
Yeah, you lost me at chemistry pass.
The correct answer is polymers. Sidney, which war began in 1853 when the Ottoman Empire declared war on the Russian Empire?
Oh, pass.
Correct answer is the Crimean War.
I should know. I have so many Balkan friends. I'm embarrassing them too.
You've had a lot of wars.
Yeah, too many.
Who can track?
Megan, who coined the term hegemony?
Gramsci?
Correct. Sidney, who is the current Archbishop of Canterbury?
You're killing me with these North Hemisphere questions, man. Really.
It's not the US this time, though. We don't have one of those.
But it's still North Hemisphere, you know. Have to pass.
Yeah, it's not imperialism. You're right.
Correct answer is Justin Welby. Megan, where did the 1893 Parliament of World's Religions take place?
1893.
1893.
Chicago.
Correct.
Thanks, Tomoko Masuzawa.
Let me find a good question for Sidney's final one. Sidney, in which city in New Zealand was the 2020 IAHR Congress to have been held?
Didn't happen, but it was going to be in Otago. Dunedin.
Correct. Unfortunately, too little too late. Megan, you are the winner. You've received the coveted research grant.
Huzzah!
Sidney, you are the weakest link and you leave with nothing.
I came with it, so there's not much difference. But I'm happy to know that at least a fellow metalhead also got the money, so that's a good thing.
You did all of the male watchers proud, and the Southern Hemisphere.
I hope so. Yeah,
Men are proud of you, kind of.
Half, at least.
I am the champion. Spray for me. Gender supremacy. Goodwin out.
Join us again next year. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Zoom lag. It's great.
Yeah, it's of its time.
Yeah.